Imagine walking through a swamp and coming face to face with something that was already ancient, when the dinosaurs were still alive. Not a fossil, not a museum exhibit. A living, breathing animal. Still here. Still hunting. Still surviving. The creatures you're about to meet didn't just outlast the dinosaurs. They outlasted almost everything. And the last one on this list has been alive for nearly 500 million years. Most life on Earth is gone forever. Scientists estimate that over 99% of every species that ever existed has completely disappeared. But not these 10. These animals refused to vanish. They watched the dinosaurs fall. They survived ice ages. They survived meteor strikes. And somehow, they're still here today. Let's meet them. The first one looks like it crawled straight out of Jurassic Park. Meet the alligator snapping turtle. It can weigh more than 175 pounds. Its shell can stretch past 30 inches. It is one of the heaviest freshwater turtles on the entire planet. But here's where it gets interesting. This turtle doesn't chase its food. It doesn't need to. Its tongue looks exactly like a tiny, wriggling worm. So it opens its mouth, sits perfectly still, and waits. Fish swim right in, thinking they've found lunch. They become lunch. Some experts believe this creature has existed for more than 150 million years. It was already ancient, before the first T-Rex ever opened its eyes. If you thought that was wild, wait until you meet the next one. This animal has 10 eyes. 10. It has a hard shell covering its entire body. It walks along the ocean floor like a tiny armored tank. And it has been doing exactly that for 450 million years. The horseshoe crab. It watched the first fish appear. It was already old when land animals took their first steps. But here's the fact that will genuinely surprise you. Horseshoe crab blood is bright blue. And today, pharmaceutical companies use that blood to test whether new medical devices like pacemakers and vaccines are safe for humans. This ancient animal is literally helping save lives right now. Nature never wastes anything. But evolution had something even stranger waiting next. Most sharks look frightening. This one looks like something from a nightmare. The Goblin Shark. Pink-skinned, with a long, flat snout that stretches forward like a blade. And jaws that can shoot out of its face to grab prey. Yes, you read that right. Its jaws launch forward, like a trap being sprung. The goblin shark belongs to a family of fish that is 125 million years old. One was caught in the year 2000 and measured 20 feet long. Most humans never see this animal. It lives deep in the ocean, where sunlight never reaches. Which means right now, in the darkness below us, it's still down there. If that gave you chills, the next animal might actually make you smile. When scientists in the 1800s first saw this animal, they thought it was a joke. A mammal that lays eggs, with the bill of a duck, the tail of a beaver, and the feet of an otter. The platypus. For a long time, people genuinely believed someone had sewn different animals together and sent it as a trick. But the platypus is absolutely real. And it has been real for at least 100,000 years. Possibly much longer. Molecular science suggests its ancestors split off from other mammals somewhere between 19 and 48 million years ago. The platypus is living proof that evolution has a very wild imagination. And speaking of wild imagination, the next animal makes the platypus look ordinary. Imagine a badger. Now give it the spines of a porcupine and the nose of an anteater. Then make it lay eggs like a reptile. That is the echidna. Just like the platypus, it is a mammal that lays eggs. Instead of giving birth, it is mostly nocturnal. It lives alone. And it is very, very hard to find in the wild. These creatures have been walking the earth for 17 million years. And today, several species are highly endangered. Which means an animal that survived for 17 million years might disappear in our lifetime. That thought should stay with you. But let's move on. Because the next creature is one of the most iconic of all prehistoric survivors. This animal can weigh as much as a grown adult human. It moves slowly. It watches carefully. And it is almost always hunting. The Komodo Dragon. Scientists recently discovered fossils of this lizard in Australia, dating back 4 million years. It originally evolved there, before spreading to Indonesia. And while it looks like it might just chase prey down, it has a much more patient method. Its saliva contains venom, so it bites. Then it follows. And waits. Nature's perfect assassin. Still here. Still hunting. Still one of the most dangerous animals you could encounter. If you thought that was impressive, the next creature has an even older story. For decades, scientists believed this fish had been gone for 65 million years. It was listed as extinct. It was studied only through fossils. And then in 1938, a fisherman in South Africa pulled one up in his net. Alive. The coelacanth. This fish has a special hinge in its skull that allows it to open its mouth so wide it can swallow very large prey whole. And when experts studied its ancient fossils, they discovered something that changed everything. The earlier version of this fish first appeared approximately 400 million years ago. An animal that scientists declared dead had simply been hiding in the deep ocean the whole time. Some things don't need to evolve, they just need to survive. And the next animal has mastered that idea for a very, very long time. It looks like an ordinary lizard, but it is not a lizard. Not even close. The Tuatara is in a category almost completely its own. It has existed since the time of the dinosaurs, around 225 million years ago, and it carries something extraordinary on its head. A third eye, hidden on the top of its skull. In young Tuataras, you can see it clearly. In adults, it becomes covered by scales. Scientists believe this ancient light sensor helps the animal track the movement of the sun and set its internal biological clock. An eye, on the top of its head, 225 million years old, still working. If that doesn't make you wonder what else nature is hiding, the next animal will. This one is not beautiful. It doesn't have a jaw. It has a circular mouth lined with hundreds of sharp teeth that bore directly into the flesh of other fish. Then it drinks their blood. The lamprey. It looks like an eel, but it isn't one. It is actually a jawless fish. One of the most ancient types of fish that ever existed. Fossils of the lamprey have been dated back over 360 million years. And in all that time, it has barely changed at all. The ocean found something that worked and left it exactly as it was. Which makes you wonder, what does it take to survive that long? The final animal on this list has the answer. And it has been giving that answer for nearly 500 million years. It doesn't move. It doesn't hunt. It doesn't run from predators. It doesn't even have a brain. And yet, it has outlived almost everything that ever lived on this planet. The sea sponge. The oldest fossil ever discovered from this creature was found in rock approximately 750 million years old. 750 million. That is nearly double the age of the dinosaurs. While empires rose and fell. While species came and went. While the entire face of this planet changed completely, the sea sponge stayed exactly where it was. Absorbing water. Filtering food. Still surviving. Millions of years have passed. Continents have moved. Oceans have changed shape. Dinosaurs appeared, ruled the world, and vanished forever. But these 10 animals never left. The turtle still waits in its swamp. The lamprey still moves through dark rivers. The sponge still clings to the ocean floor. And somewhere in the deep sea, that goblin shark is still out there, in the darkness, still waiting. These creatures don't just remind us how old the earth is. They remind us what it truly means to survive.